Hello, everyone, and welcome to another spotlight session. Today, I am so excited because I have with me Lizelle Kiss. And I'm sure most of you already know her, but just in case, Lizelle, welcome. Can you share also a few words about you?
Thank you so much, Yana, for having me. I'm super excited to be the spotlight for the month. So a little bit about me. I am Lizelle. I'm a handbag designer. My bags got seen in Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Bergdorf Goodman, Shop Up across the whole nation in America. And we grew really, really fast in our first year in business, which is really unheard of. And the
Yeah.
way that it happened was really because of social media, which is why
Oh,
I'm back at Substack. So I essentially got discovered on LinkedIn because I was just believing that someone will see my content, and then I was able to be contacted by fashion executives, and that's just kind of how the whole thing ran. So that's kind of how I got into this community.
yeah, interesting. Yeah, that was actually one of my questions that I was about to ask. So, what brought you to Substack? Awesome. Yes. Just curious, which social media actually you
Yeah,
mentioned?
so what happened was, remember the pandemic when we were all
Yeah.
locked in, we couldn't go anywhere. So
Yeah.
I was absolutely desperate because being a physical product designer, you have to meet people, but if you
Yeah.
can't, then I was like, how am I going to make it as an American designer? How's my voice going to be out there if people can't see, feel, touch? How am I going to make it? So
Yeah.
this actually all happened in the during the pandemic when I
Yeah.
couldn't reach people. So I actually
Yeah.
got a LinkedIn coach at the time
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
master LinkedIn first. And then I did everything like reaching out. I also did, I also was able to like show my bags and just be happy with my bags. And just
Mm.
from that activity in about a year, I was able to attract the right people because I was also connecting with the right people on LinkedIn at the same time I was promoting my
Yeah.
business.
Yeah, awesome. I really love that. Yeah, it shows that it's really working. If you focus not so much on growing like huge large audience, but actually focus on attracting the right people, exactly as you said it.
Yeah.
It
And the funny thing is that I only
yeah.
had less than 5,000 followers on all my social media accounts when I made it. So
Yeah.
it wasn't really about being a famous person. It's just I was able to really laser focus on who I wanted to see my work. So that's how it happened.
So you're saying that actually your work was discovered by major luxury retailers before you even had a large following. Correct.
Exactly.
Oh,
I put like this bag here. I put this
yeah.
bag on Pinterest, and then
Yeah.
British Vogue discovered me. They're just like, "Hey, we want to feature you. We'll put you in a magazine." And then Tatler reached out. It was like a snowball effect just because the work was put out there. But then
Yeah.
I was like, "Let me connect with people."
Yeah.
Because and that's what brought me to Substack because Substack is like to me LinkedIn meets Instagram. So I'm like excited to be here.
Yeah, yeah, that's a new way to look at Substack. Absolutely, the first time I hear this, but I really absolutely love it. But I'm curious, what do you think that those retailers recognized in your designs and your message that made them want to work with you so early?
Yeah, I think because especially with handbags, particularly, you always see the same silhouettes. They're usually square or they're brown or they're black. It's not like color or like metals and also the quality. Like, so what happens that when I showed my designs, it was just so unique because I'm from Miami, that's my hometown, but I've
Yeah,
also lived in New York for the last 13 years. So I tie in the Miami Art Deco and New York's like Art Deco, merge
yeah,
that in. So I have the seriousness of New York, but then the
yeah,
playfulness of Miami. And then my
yeah,
hometown, my family's from Trinidad and Tobago, so
yeah,
we were very like fun and festive and carnival like. So I think just having
yeah.
that sophistication of New York with the fun of Miami and putting that together was kind of like what they noticed as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Because you know the usual experience of many creators and business owners as well who try to grow with the online channels is like, you know, work hard, show up, keep going, and stay consistent. It's something that we hear all the time, but then nothing happens, and they still feel unseen. And how did this led you to create such a great brand, actually? today on Substack.
Yeah, like I totally resonate with that feeling of working so hard, not being seen and being focused on your work and just like, okay, when am I gonna get a client or when is this person who I admire going to see my work? How am I gonna meet my role model? I was able to
Mm,
meet my role model in my industry. I met Emma Greed and I was like, and she points my bag and stuff. And, we
yeah,
got a picture together. I
yeah,
met a couple people I admired as well and like how do you get close to these people? And I think proximity is very important to
mm,
not just be like, oh, I'm gonna make it, but
yeah,
like when you're creative or when you're like creating a business, you can either be in your head and just strategize all day,
mm,
or you can get yourself out there, not only physically, but online and
yeah,
talk to people and find those people, connect with them, and just hear about your idea. If you tell a person directly what you're doing, like I literally DM'd like on LinkedIn, hi, I'm going to be a top American designer. Like I told them what I was going to be at the end before I even got to stores.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
repositioned myself in their mind who I was. And it
Mm,
wasn't like I was selling them anything. I just said, hey, look at this article. Because I
yeah,
actually was tying an article, which is really funny, for a connection request. So
yeah,
they would look at the article, learn about me, and that's kind of how I built my following. So I think it's just about the hard work and like the consistency is really just about being seen, but also telling people directly how who you will be, who you're going to become, and also give them some value. Like this is something that because I'm on the inside, I think this will help you from what you are currently doing, and that's kind of how
yeah.
I approached it.
Yeah, yeah, that's really also why positioning is so very important. I completely share this, because it's not so much about what you do, but it's more about how you do it and what's the energy that you put inside of it, and how you present yourself, and also the work that you do and your value that you deliver to people, and how you position yourself also through your words and through your work and your everything that you create online. It really matters. It's like you pour your energy inside of your content and then it shows when people consume it.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
exactly what you said. Like you pour in your heart into the content.
Yeah.
So much, it's more than just the money, making money.
Yeah.
Because if you slip into I'm doing this to make money, you really can't see how you're gonna serve and help the
No.
person you're creating this for.
Yeah.
So, but to do that, you have to absolutely love what you do to
Yeah.
supersede the results.
True.
So it's almost like if you absolutely love what you do in your business, you can get past the hard roadblocks and the things that's slowing you down and just focus on serving that person. So yeah,
Yeah.
totally agree with
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And also you can see the opportunities where most people see the roadblocks and the actual like obstacles that make them stop. And it's like just different mindsets. So where while most of the people say something like, okay, maybe this is not working for me, while in the beginning you have that, beginner hell type of experience in any business, not only just online business. And most people say, okay, it's not working for me, so probably I should give up. Maybe I should think about something else. Whereas if you really love what you're doing, then what you're actually thinking is, okay, this is not working, so I have to figure out what works, and I figure out a new way how to make it work for me. And that's a huge shift in the mindset that I am also observing in the most successful people in my 9 to 5 as well, in the business reality that I'm working on my 9 to 5, but also in the online writing world as well.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So can you share a little bit more about your work and your awesome, amazing handbags that we see behind
Yeah,
you?
if you like, because I'm a creative, I'm designing bags as an artist, I would love to show you some of my slides of the bag and
Yes,
the journey
sure.
I was on, okay? So
Love to.
I'll go ahead and do this. So you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
All
Now it.
right. Yeah, so this is essentially the journey what happened with Lizelle Kiss handbags. We launched in the first year, which is actually really unheard of. It was really again because I was connecting with the right people
Yeah,
at the right time. So on the left here, I'm actually showcasing my bags at Bloomingdale's. We're across the nation. I met some ladies and we were just showing off some Lizelle Kiss bags. And I was also able to meet Queen Latifah because my fashion
yeah.
photographer, again, connecting, they grew up together in Harlem. So this is one of those
Awesome.
fun moments, like, and that's how I was able to approach her, saying, "Hey, my photographer, you guys grew up together. He's like, yeah, how's he doing? You know? So it was just kind of like that conversation.
Yeah.
And like this is just my Substack. So my design, as you can see here, is like a curvature. So I make my bags in America. I'm import the leather from Italy, so it's all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
And it's genuine leather, right? It's
Oh yeah, definitely genuine
yeah.
leather. I picked the leather myself. So I'm in New York City, by the way. So if you've been to New York, you know how crazy it
Yeah.
can be. And to
Mm.
really, so it's like where to make it like in a physical product space, you have to know people in person as well as online. So in person in New York, it's not easy just to make a bag like this. You got to know people. You got to talk to someone. If you would just walk
Yeah.
into like a location, they look at you like, okay, who are you with to get in here to get this material? It's
Oh,
very,
really?
yeah, it's very like they look at it's almost like you're trying to get something that's like illegal, but it's not. And they look at you like, okay, who are you with? Because if you don't, they don't know you, they're not gonna, work with
Yeah.
you. So it's just like to make a quality bag like this, it's like you kind of have to be on the inside as well. Um, at least if you want to make it here in New York.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and this
Interesting.
bag is actually my masterpiece. So this is called the Xena Kiss. So it's where it has like this
Yeah.
really cool curvature and things
Yeah.
like that. So yeah, that's just my bag. So if you want to, you can see it online at lizellekiss.com or just click a link in my bio.
Yeah, I'm gonna share it just below the video
Yeah.
as well, and the link to your Substack. They look amazing, actually. I'm actually in love with the pink one. It's so much into my brand colors.
Oh yeah, it matches the pink and over
Yeah,
there. It's
it's
funny.
an yeah, an amazing handbag. So you talk really often about handbags as functional art. What is functional art?
Functional art is where, like, especially nowadays, especially older millennials and millennials in
Yeah.
general, like we just want to experience life. And when it comes to art, when we get a physical piece, I think
Yeah.
we've been working on just like trying to acquire things versus
Yeah.
experiencing things.
Yeah.
So functional art is a juxtaposition between experiencing the item and
Okay.
also like having it for a long time to continue that experience versus like a trend. So like in
Okay.
fashion trends, it's like everyone's wearing this and then they're not wearing it. And then everyone's wearing
Mm.
that. And then who's
Yeah.
dictating this anyways? And why do we have to follow? And that's
Yeah.
kind of essentially how my Substack is evolved around that. Like, why
Yeah.
do we have to follow what everyone else is doing?
Exactly.
Also, it's a self-reward system, like functional art. Like, I actually allow my patrons to create bags with me. So I
Mm.
have my regular handbags, but if they want a certain color, I'm like,
Yeah.
let's just design together, So
Yeah.
I think it's just about immersing that person into the design experience
Yeah.
and yeah.
Awesome. So, what's your approach to create such kind of a meaningful experience for the people who subscribe to your Substack?
Yeah, so one thing I love about the Lizelle Kiss and Fly Club, which is the name of my Substack, is that I am merging philosophy and personal development with high luxury fashion because I feel as if we work so hard and we try so hard, we either have no time to reward ourselves to realize that we have achieved and to see it, right? Like, remember when we were kids, we would have these little trophies if we got first place?
Yeah,
Like, we don't get those. We
not
don't get those
anymore.
when we're adults, right? So I
Yeah.
feel like a high luxury bag, like my Lizelle Kiss bags, the heirloom pieces, are
Yeah.
like those little trophies to like, hey, I got something for myself and I'm carrying this with me. So if I have a bad day, or if I'm having a good day, or if I'm gonna go out to dancing, or if I'm gonna go to a wedding, because my bags are essentially day to night. So they work for evening wear and they work for like brunch and for work.
Yes.
Because
Sure.
like Miami, New York is so fluid. Like, why should we box ourselves into like what a bag should be?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of like where I feel like with my Substack, I'm really focused on the heart of luxury. Like, it's
Mm.
not about like acquiring, it's about like admiring and celebrating who you are. And that's what the club is for. And it just started, but I really want it to go in a place where we can have a safe space where we can talk about like life and whatever's going on.
True. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not so much about luxury to you. And I mean, not so much about status. So luxury is not so much about status, but something else, like more deeper experience behind it.
Right. I think status is literally like a photo, right? So
Yeah.
status is like when you have a picture, this is what you are right now, but like it's not
Yeah.
like a moving picture. And I feel like
Yeah.
if we are only focused on, because I say this for myself personally, like I was so focused in my journey as an entrepreneur, as a top American designer to get that status, to become the top, right?
Yeah.
That I literally was forgetting all the important pieces of my life, which was my family, starting a family. Like right now, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yes.
I mean, I was like so focused on running the wheel that I was forgetting I actually thought I was shooting for success, but even when
Yeah.
I got success, I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
And that was a huge problem. Like, how am I doing all this work? And people are like, you're successful, you're there. And I'm like, I don't feel it because I'm so focused on the next thing, the next thing. And I feel like that's how luxury is too. You want to get the next good, best thing. And I feel like just retracting it and slowing it down and just being like, hey, this is like, you just get this piece. Like, most of my
Yeah.
pieces, someone gets a piece for the year, fantastic. Like it's not about acquisition, like getting 10 pieces or 3 pieces a year or 10,
So,
it's about getting one piece and that's their piece, so that's
yeah.
how I feel like even just shopping should be like that way. When you
Yeah.
go on vacation should be that way, right?
Mhm.
Everything should
Yeah.
just be like custom and bespoke. So that's why what my Substack's all about.
Yeah, I absolutely love that. So, so do you think it's some kind of a trend that more people are actually not satisfied with luxury and its connection to status, and they're already looking for something else, more of it?
Yeah, I mean, especially with what happened recently in the past, where there was like this kind of wow, these bags are not really made where they say they're going to be
Mm.
made. That was a eye opener for not just the industry, right, but the customer. And that's something that I saw happen inside, but the customer didn't know until that happened. And I was like, wow, I'm glad everyone knows now.
Yeah,
And I feel like for that, it's a wake up call. It's like, why are we tying money to our status? Why are we tying money to how we feel like, right? I
mm.
feel like brands haven't been able to give the autonomy. And I say this as well as an entrepreneur. Like, we need to give our customers, our patrons, more empowerment. Like, let them make that decision. We don't have to say we have this here, come and get it. We can be more
Yeah,
like, hey, we have something for you, but it's up to you. You're the one, you're the hero here, you're the winner. And I think this is going to be one of those tools that you need to really make it on the other side. And I feel like luxury has not done that. There's a juxtaposition about luxury, about status. You got to be up here to get there.
yeah,
Even in marketing, right? It's like, you got to get
yeah,
$1 million a year, right? You got to be
yeah,
up here. So it's like always this dangling carrot that the customers are feeling in all industries. Even you can even feel that in your own job, right?
yeah,
And I feel like no longer doing that to people is what's most important. It's empowering the person
yeah.
that needs that. Yeah.
Why do you think this is happening? What would be the reason for that shift?
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna just
Yeah.
say AI, AI, GPT, internet. Like we
Okay.
are in a new age where we're not gonna allow a commercial break or a big pharma or whoever tell us how we're
Yeah.
supposed to live our lives, right?
Yeah.
Now we have individual voices. We have people like yourself who is helping so many creators and business owners.
Yeah.
And we just want to help each other and we can because we have a direct channel like Substack
Yeah.
to talk to
Yeah.
people directly. And I
Yeah.
think that's where the change is coming in. Like we can actually talk to people now versus like being on how it was in the 90s, right? Like you just
Yeah.
saw the television and that was
Yes.
it. You talk to your friends and family. So
Exactly.
that was the only information you got was from your friends and family. There was no social media.
Yeah.
So that's kind of I think where we are evolving as a human species. Like
Yeah.
we have options and that's what's important.
Yeah, yeah, I also see that shift, and I'm also experiencing it even with my personal life because I have my 9 to 5 job
Mhm.
where I am a senior leader. I have this kind of status, and I'm a director. I have this position. I have a fancy benefits as well. People are talking differently when they come to me versus when they come to someone else, and
Mhm.
I really hate that, honestly. And then because we're all humans after all, and then I have my reality here on Substack where everyone feels equal, and it's more about collaboration and helping each other, and creating these connections, like meaningful connections, and relationships that actually bring you forward, instead of it's such a great contrast right now that is happening, and it's
Yeah,
true. I absolutely agree
absolutely.
with that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
actually, one
about
thing
yeah,
I totally understand because when I was doing my designer appearances at Nordstrom,
yeah,
and they didn't know who I was until I told them I was Lizelle Kiss, and then the associates would just change their entire demeanor. They're like,
yeah,
"Oh my
exactly.
goodness!" Like, and then they were so excited, which was nice that they were excited to see me. And
Yeah.
when people met me, because they knew my bag and they met me, and they just
Mm.
acted like really, they were excited. But
Yeah,
it's for me, I'm like, okay, well, thank you so much. But it wasn't like I'm not a person that wants to be idolized, right?
yeah,
Like I'm not a
yeah,
person like that will be like, oh yes, I feel that. Yes, keep going. Like I'm not like that at all.
yeah,
That's the reason why I made my name of my Substack Lizelle Kiss and Fly Club. Because the Fly
yeah,
Club are the people that I want to help fly. Like we're all in it together.
yeah,
I can't have a name brand like Lizelle Kiss and I'm that American, like I'm a Ralph Lauren, it's just me.
yeah,
That's kind of like the how the brands are, right? Like you're that
yeah,
person, right? That's
yeah,
it. I have my sunglasses on, you don't know who I am.
yeah.
So I want to make sure that there is that community, which is why I put Fly Club with that.
Yeah, yes, yes. So while we are here, can you share a little bit more? So how does this, like being part of this club, changes the way someone sees working with a designer like you, and to create, actually you help them create a custom handbags, right? In this club?
Yeah, yeah. The way it works, first and foremost, I just feel the content is the most important. Like it's about
Yeah,
them emerging into my philosophy, which is essentially tying luxury with meaning.
yeah,
And then they can just kind of see the world of LaSalle on their own, right?
yeah, yeah,
And then eventually, if they do want to get a bag, I do have my standard options, which is on my website,
yeah.
which is absolutely beautiful. It's still everything I do is made to order. So even if they
Mm,
don't talk with me directly, they can just go
mm,
straight to the website, see what they love, go ahead
yeah,
and buy it. And then for me, what I do for them, okay, because I'm about me, is for them.
yeah,
It's not the pieces are not, they're not cheap. They're expensive pieces. They're high level
yeah,
pieces. So I'm actually tying them in with some authentic digital authenticity certificates
yeah.
inside the bag that you can just scan it and you know it's authentic, right?
Okay,
So that way
awesome.
they can keep it forever, and if they pass it down, which is an heirloom piece,
Yeah,
a person knows that that's a real legit object.
okay.
Now, if they want to work with me directly, that's the fun part, right? So
Yeah, okay.
for my Substack, I'm developing on a journey where they can meet with me and my team, and we will create a different color, like blue lizard if you need it, like
Uh,
whatever you
how cool
need,
is
like
that? Yeah,
right, like you just tell me the color, I'll find it. So
yeah,
that's gonna be more of an experience because the reality is when it comes to the fashion industry, there is that block. Like you can't meet a designer. You can't meet someone who was in these stores who made to
yeah,
Bergdorf, right? Like how do you meet these people,
yeah,
right? I'll be thinking that. So
yeah,
I'm here to like be on that level with everyone and create experiences where they can also design a bag. Like why not? But that's on the higher
yeah.
levels of my tiers to get there.
Can you share a little bit more about your tiers for the people to
Yeah.
understand? But yeah,
So, my first tier, what I'm doing is just like the free Substack part is just like the occasional post as well
yeah,
as my notes. And then what I'm currently developing, I'm going through this with you, Yana, right now.
yes,
But yeah, what I'm currently developing is essentially a little bit more handbag hacks and also more in-depth articles.
yeah,
As a designer, I'm tying in life design, like how to design your life
yeah,
as a way. And I even came up with this like sort of designer math. So you can
yeah,
actually go like, okay, if I do this plus this, then this is the equation I'm gonna get. So I'm working on
yeah,
developing that. So that way it's not just like oh, this beautiful language, beautiful story. Like there's like real systems and processes for you to actually design your life, which is
yeah,
very
yeah.
important. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's just you're creating a whole new level of experience actually on Substack, and I'm so proud to be part of this with you. I'm so excited to see where this goes, and to see you actually growing on as well. It's really exciting. Right. So those people can actually create custom bags with you involved in this. It's not just, ordering the bag from you, but actually you participate in the process.
Absolutely. And I think that's what's unique is like on the other side of the other high-end brands or in my price point, you have to, this is what I don't like, it's the inconvenience of the customer. they have to spend a certain amount of money, get scarves or bags or whatever. That's not what they actually want,
Yeah.
and spend maybe $10,000, maybe, or 20, and then they'll be invited to get the bag. Versus me, I'm like, well, I kind of want to know who you are, like within my
Yeah.
community, and then maybe we could
Yeah.
talk about getting a bag, but you don't have to be spending all that spending all the money to do it.
Yeah.
So because reality is it's the custom bag for that person, and
Yeah.
that's for them. It's their own experience. But yeah, so I just don't want to go through so many hoops for people. But I feel like if they want to make that decision to do it on their own, like that's going to
Yeah.
be their decision, and we figure it out together to make it for them. I think that is just an easy decision. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a great experience, and it's I would say it's a beautiful process, but it also takes a lot of time. So from the beginning of like the first touch point with you, and then to the moment through the moment of creation up to the actual moment that they get their handbag, it could pass, I don't know, months maybe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely, because what happens is that we have to source the leather, we have to
yeah,
get the hardware, we have to make sure everything's there. We also
yeah.
have a queue of other people who have their
Yes,
own
yes, yes,
pieces.
yes,
So I would say what happens, my background is from the wedding industry. Like I started in couture wedding, and I
yeah,
found out that the most sustainable model, because I do this also for sustainability, the most sustainable
yeah.
model for the fashion industry is made to order. And
True.
the way
Yeah.
that actually works in a high level, like a wedding dress, is 6 months. Don't we wait 6 months
True.
for our dresses?
Okay.
Right? We're like, they said
Yeah,
6 months, we're like, okay, right?
yeah,
So, really doing sending a bag to someone in a week is what's creating the excess inventory in for everyone,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
rushing experience that we feel. And I've actually was part of that business, working with the retailers, and we had a little bit of inventory, not that
Yeah,
much, but a little bit.
yeah,
And I just was like, I don't even like extra one. Like, I don't want an extra one.
yeah,
So I'm at a zero. I'm at zero inventory. So I
yeah,
just want to make sure people know that that bag was made for them. That is so special. Like, it's so special to know that the
yeah,
bag was made for them, just like that wedding dress. I still have
yeah.
my wedding dress, so
Yes, yes,
you know.
yes, yes, yes. Actually, the waiting, do you think actually the waiting is amplifying the effect of that emotional experience once you get to hold one of your handbags?
Absolutely. I had a customer like when I just started my brand in 20 like a couple years ago.
Yeah,
She waited 6 months. She got
yeah,
3 bags
yeah,
and she was so happy. She's like, I waited for these 3 bags, and
yeah,
she waited patiently, she paid up front and then she just
mm,
waited, and the bags were made for her and sent to her exactly when I said it was going to be sent to her. And those are like her own private experience that she waited for something so special,
yeah.
because mind you, whatever she got, I didn't make any like additional pieces, maybe one for me, I mean one or two for me, but I didn't do like, let me make all these pieces extra because it was special for her, so
Yeah,
other than that, like it's about her and the patron's experience and the art that they decide to create for themselves. And why not carry art around, because we don't like big old
yeah,
painting. How do we experience art? Like, how are we going to really experience art than just walking in our home? Like,
yeah.
we gotta put on ourselves. So
Yeah. So what happens? What are your hopes that happen? What should happen after they finally hold your one of your handbags?
oh, good question. So, now with Substack, which is why I'm super excited to be with you,
Yeah,
Yana, in your community, is that I really want to have a handbag community. Like, I just want to have a handbag club. Like,
yeah,
we're on Zoom, we're talking, we're chatting, we have our bags,
yeah,
and we just talk about our day and things like that, and we learn and we grow. That's just kind of how I see it. Like, it's not just about. That's the other part I feel like with the industry. Might be also just as an entrepreneur, right?
yeah,
They buy and we forget them. Like, I don't want to do that. That's the last thing I need to happen. So
yeah,
in Lizelle Kiss and Fly Club, I want that to be part of the experience. Like, great, you got a bag. Fantastic. All right. What else can we get you a part of?
mm,
And I'm also thinking of creating a sort of kind of a community where we could share our bags and tell people about Lizelle Kiss and Fly Club and the bags, and get more people involved with
yeah.
that, and just it just becomes a wholesome, healthy luxury community that I don't know that exists personally.
Me too.
I don't.
Honestly,
I
no,
don't,
no.
without the, oh, like, snobbiness, or like, oh, you're this,
Yeah,
like, I can't. Like, I'm too Miami Caribbean to like care
yeah,
about being the best person in the room.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like I just want to have a space that, entrepreneurs and professional women could feel like themselves and also hold a luxury piece without needing to feel better than anyone. They're just happy to reward themselves. Like, and I feel like we are, most of us are like that. But
Yeah.
have this air of like, this is luxury. That's another side of the business. But on this side of Lizelle
Yeah.
Kiss, I want us to just be normal and just have fun and just maybe
Yeah.
vacation together with our bags, like whatever. I just want to build that community on this with the Lizelle Kids and Fly Club.
Yeah, I really love that. I think it's unique. I also don't know if any of such clubs exist anywhere else. For sure, not in the online space. I'm not sure about the. There are those masterminds where closed groups and closed communities meet together, but they're more like physical gatherings where they create those connections and help each other build their own businesses through the connections that they have within those clubs. So yeah, why not bring that to the online space and to the and to,
Exactly.
yeah, to the luxury
Yeah,
that we
yeah,
have.
and I love your questions, Yana, because this is something that I'm developing and I'm working with, and I
Yeah,
know it's possible, and I know it can happen. And
yeah,
the vision, especially, for those that are watching, like when you have a big vision of like,
yeah,
okay, I want this to happen for my business, like
yeah,
this is something, and then you tell someone, maybe an investor or someone close to you,
yeah,
and they say that, oh, doing that, mixing that with that is not going to work. It
yeah.
doesn't matter because they didn't put the work in to make it
Exactly.
work,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
It's just
I just want
theory.
the money.
It's just theory, right? Like I
Yeah,
told so many investors, I was like, I'm gonna create a personal development luxury fashion club, and they're like, that's not gonna work. I'm like, Why did you already just shut it down? Like, it's like
yeah,
it's
yeah,
going to happen, and it's happening right now through
yeah.
the community that I'm building, within your community. So I'm excited. So I know it's gonna happen, and when it does, a lot of people are gonna be very happy that it exists. So that's what I'm looking forward.
I think what actually is going to make it happen is your determination and your energy that you put inside of it and the way that you're building it. I think that's the foundation that it needs in order for it to succeed.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just not
And
my vision. I just want this to be other people's vision too. I can't do that on myself. Like it's just me, right?
what I see on your
Yeah.
Substack, you already have a very actually great engagement already for the size of the audience that you have right now, and it's so the signs are there from my point of view already. So.
Thanks. Hey.
Yeah, fingers crossed. So we do this together. So I'm really, really excited about this. A question, because usually, when people build, it's actually still a commerce business, more or less. You are selling products on the very foundational level and the very like oversimplified level. Let's say it's basically e-commerce. So and we all know that from those type of businesses is that buyers will buy again. So how would you approach this? What would you offer to your existing buyers, or so those people who already bought? It's meaning that, do you think of ways how to upsell, cross sell, or produce some even different products for them in the future,
Well,
if you
that's a
want to share,
question.
of course?
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? That's a really good question. I feel like this is something that I learned in this book. It's called Ready, Fire, Aim. It's a very good book. So Ready,
Yeah.
Fire, Aim, if you haven't read it, really talks about really focusing on like one product and scaling it to the point where you have an audience, you have enough customers to really figure out exactly what to do next, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I have so many handbag SKUs. I've probably designed and put out there 50 designs. So the last
Okay.
thing I'm gonna do is like, hey, you got that one bag? Here's 10 other designs to choose from and buy right now. Like most
Yeah.
e-commerce businesses would do that. Most
Yeah. True.
entrepreneurs would do that. And even marketing, like more digital products and just get this too, as soon as possible. But with me, it's because I'm a, high luxury designer and I'm more in slow fashion. Like everything's gonna be a little slow. I want the person to experience it and be happy.
Yeah.
So once they experience their product, then of course I'm gonna ask them, hey, do you want to maybe hop on a 101 and we can kind of see other options? Because I do have other surprise bags that are not released that
Oh,
are super cute, very
interesting.
cute.
Yeah.
And I can build that relationship with them and privately share with them another bag. So that's how I would do it that way. Almost like although we're not in a physical location, but we will
Yeah.
do that kind of experience there.
Yeah.
And I can ask some extra questions, like if when they're
Yeah.
on my Substack, what else do you want to learn? And I feel
Yeah.
like starting from that point of asking the customer what they like, giving them another experience that they appreciated, but more on a personal, deeper level. Like just because they bought immediately online because they don't have time to talk to me, or
Yeah.
like they
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
like they like it, they're gonna buy it, that's it.
Yeah.
I want to have another conversation with them, and if they want to talk to me too, and we
Mm.
can just kind of chat it out because I think it's good to have a designer relationship or like a designer company relationship with the customer directly, versus like salespeople. Like, what else do you want to get? What else do you want to
Yeah.
get?
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
just starting off first with one product experience and then asking questions and giving them other options and customizing from that point. It's just continuous customization from that. And that's
Awesome.
the best, my best answer, I would say, for that.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. So you're actually creating a completely new business model for luxury goods, actually. I have never seen something like this, but I absolutely love it. I think I also believe that it's going to be successful, and I'm very much looking forward to see it grow on Substack, and not only on Substack, as a business as well.
Oh, yeah.
So that, you know, someday I will be able to say, look, I was with Lizelle on a call.
Yeah. You're Yana, you are my official mentor. So I'm like
Thank
my
you.
mentor, Yana.
Thank you.
But yeah,
We
that's
get
kind
it
of
recorded now. That's
oh yeah, right. I said it already. It's done. But yeah, you absolutely are. You're absolutely brilliant. When I found
thank
you, I was like,
you.
she's brilliant. I
Thank
need
you.
to
I
talk to
also
her.
feel the same way about you. It's your the way that you're thinking is really unique, and I love every conversation with you. Yeah, and, I'm really proud to be part of this and to contribute to this growth. I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm excited.
It's
Thank
an
you.
amazing brand, and also because you have my colors. You know, it's just
I was ready for you. I got the pink going
yes.
on,
Yes.
Yeah. But
Right. So for everyone who is watching right now and feels drawn to fashion and legacy and supporting living artists, what would you want them to know about joining your Substack? Like a few words you could share for them.
sure. So, I would say if you absolutely love this interview, you're welcome to go to my Substack, which is LKFlyC. That's LKFLYC.com, which is the Substack. And from there, you'll see all these beautiful articles about how to find a designer bag properly. Talks a little bit about how fakes and duplicate bags actually fund criminal organization activities, which no one knows. So,
Oh,
and a lot of people who
yeah.
buy those bags don't even know that they bought it from, usually they're on the street, but
Mhm.
for a reason. Why are they on the street? Let's think about that, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So, like, that's why they're on a street because they're
Mm.
fundraising those activities. So it's about like really being aware of like how you shop, but also like the fun parts. Like talk about like how to balance your ambition with luxury and those
Yeah.
things and the philosophy. So I think that way we won't just be buying things impulsively. We're just gonna be
Yeah.
really slowing things down. And yeah,
Yeah.
so on my Substack, you definitely could follow me on lizzie.com. And that's it.
So
That's
guys,
great.
yes, please make sure you subscribe to Lizelle's Substack. It's really an amazing place, especially if you're drawn to those bags that you see behind you. They're really, really amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much for being with me today. I think it was a great session and a great conversation. I'm absolutely sure that people are gonna love it.